Now happy to be joined here on the People's Show by Brad Larsen, Columbus Blue Jackets head coach. Thanks for this, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, congratulations on the new gig. You've been with Columbus for a while now, but you're taking over the head coaching duties. How you feeling about this?
Well, excited. I mean, there's only 32 of these jobs in the world, as we know, and just to be considered in one of these opportunities is really puts you in a special kind of box. But to finally get the word and it's a yes, and now get to kind of get after it and tackle this. I'm super excited to get rolling here.
Well, and obviously, you had a lot of positive things to say about John Tortorella and having worked with him, and we know him in this market from his 1 year in Vancouver. Uh, why was John Tortorella such a big influence to you, and what is it about him that people don't quite understand when they view his personality a certain way, but also how he can connect so well with some people?
Yeah, well, when you're a younger coach, and I was coming here after 2 years as assistant, 2 years as a head in the minors, and then 1 year at this level here. And then when Richie got let go, Torts came in. So as a younger coach, you really look for an opportunity like this if you could place it. A man who's won a Stanley Cup. He's been up for the Jack Adams. He's had success everywhere he's gone, and so I guess the one thing you got to be careful with is perception. And I had a perception of Torts before he came, and I was dead wrong. And, that's why you get to know people first before you start judging them. And I had talked to another coach that I coached with him, and he assured me I was going to love him, and he was spot on. Torts comes with a reputation, and like he always says, he goes, look, I've made my own bed in a lot of situations, but once you get to know the man and the passion he has for winning, how much he cares about his players, his staff, the work that he puts in. He is a driven man to win, and he'll do anything for his players at any time, even if it's gone bad. Players want to be coached, and that's what he does, and he holds a standard very, very high. There's no wiggle room on that, and it doesn't matter salary, who you are. He upholds it, and that's why his teams have had success, I believe, and why they play hard, and he garners respect. And the man that I got to know is a man that I think very few people get to know when you work with him day to day, like I have, and the rest of the staff. He's a dear friend for life, and he's a guy that I owe a lot to, but on the hockey side, but even more just as a friend and as a person. When you understand how he ticks and how much he cares, if everybody could see that side of him more often, he's bristly. We all know that. Torts is Torts, and he's fiery, and he wears his passion on his sleeve. And quite honestly, I think that's why a lot of people love watching his pressers, because he doesn't hold back. But he's a one of a kind, but he's a dear friend for life.
We've had the pleasure of talking to a number of players that played for him as well, and they all say the same. When they're done playing, they really appreciate looking back at that experience with John Tortorella. For you personally, obviously in the NHL, there's a lot of turnover when it comes to the assistant coaching ranks, but you've grown with this organization along with some of your players like Cam Atkinson, who you had back in Springfield. How special is it to get this opportunity with this group and this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's to be in an organization for 11 years, especially in coaching, is crazy when I think back. And honestly, I blinked, and here I am. You start your coaching career at the end, your playing career, then you start your coaching career and start it. And you never know. We understand the business. We understand there's turnover and change, and I'm very proud of the fact that I've been able to be with this organization. I've seen a lot go on in 11 years, the highs and lows and everything in between. So to grow with an organization, I love Columbus. I love the organization, and to have the players. There's still guys here that I coached when they first started with the Cams, and I even had Boone Jenner and other guys, and there's a bunch of guys that have come and gone. So to see it and watch it and be part of it, it's been tremendous.
How's the journey been for you through the years to this point, Brad?
The journey's great. I mean, and every year is different. That's the thing. And there's good times, there's struggles, there's adversity. I think the growth happens through adversity all the time, and that's when the true growth really happens. Honestly, winning's easy, as everybody, they think that's the hard part. And the winning is fun. You just get out of the way. It's when it gets tough, and you got to dig yourself out of holes and try and use your staff and as a team or an organization trying to dig out of that. That's when the growth happens. And every year there's a challenge. You think you know what's going to happen, and there's always some kind of curveball that comes your way. And I live by this motto: there's no substitute for experience. You just got to go through stuff. You can't fast track this especially this job. And the more experiences you have, I think the better off you're going to be.
Well, and how cool is it to kind of become the next in line of BC-born NHL head coaches? We know here in Vancouver, Travis Green's the head coach. I mean, John Cooper became the first BC-born head coach to win a Stanley Cup not too long ago. We know what Rod Brindamore is doing. What is it like to kind of follow along with that and the presence BC-born head coaches have in the NHL now?
Well, just 32 jobs in the world, right? And, you start with that, and it's kind of hard to process it, and it's a bit overwhelming just to hear it. But so it's prestigious as it is, when you think about it right away. But yeah, then you add the BC factor into there, and you've done your homework more than I have for sure on that. But yeah, all those coaches are tremendous coaches, right? And you see what Rod's done there in Carolina, and obviously John Cooper speaks for itself, and it just kind of Travis Green's doing a tremendous job in Vancouver. And I think they're a team to watch out for here in the near future. So, hopefully I can mimic their success and what they've done, and put my name on the cup one day also as a coach. That would be awesome.
You're listening to The People's Show. We're joined by Brad Larsen, new head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Brad, what kind of style does a Brad Larsen coach team play?
Well, and it's going to happen over time, but and I think this is where Torts and I got along really well. Just playing with passion, playing on your toes, being assertive and aggressive, and I'm big on fitness, and if you're going to play a high paced game and play hard, you got to be in shape. I understand the rigors of the NHL schedule and what it looks like, so you got to be smart and not drain these guys. But I want skill. I don't want to ever hamper anybody's skill set. I want to put them in the best position possible to succeed. And quite honestly, I think building relationships, and I think that's so important nowadays. It's always been important, but I think even more nowadays. Building trust. Let them know you care, and that's a process that doesn't happen overnight. That's a day after day after day process, and just doing it the right way and showing they care. And then you get an inspired team. I believe inspired teams play hard, and that's what I hopefully to build off here is continue to just play hard each and every night, play for each other, and be an organized team that with their skill set, play within your skill set, and just be a team that really the city can be proud of.
Brad Shaw, our guest, or no, sorry, not Brad Shaw. It is Brad.
You do have Brad
Larsen.
Shaw there, though.
Yes, we do, and that's just what I was thinking about, because we were talking to Brad the other day, and it was a really fun conversation, just getting into the game with him. And what can you tell us about Brad and his influence on you, and just working with him alongside him the last few years?
Yeah, Shawzy's he's a heck of a coach. You guys got a good one there for sure. I shared an office with him for several years here, and very, very smart, organized, very well thought out, prepared. He's going to do a real good job there in Vancouver. You guys got an excellent coach, a great man. I got nothing but great things to say about Brad Shaw, and I learned a ton from him. He coached the D for, I think he's been 15 years in the NHL, and I'm not sure if that's the same role he's taking on now, but his attention to detail is fantastic, and he loves to coach. He loves to find the problems and solve it, and he's a numbers guy. His mind is busy all the time. I'm sure he'll admit it, but you guys got a real good one there, and I'm very fortunate to spend as much time as I have with Shawzy.
Brad, I had a question about you're staying in Columbus, and as much as there's been certain guys that have wanted to move on, there are people that love that hockey market, and you're somebody who's going to be there now moving forward as the head coach. You obviously have a love and appreciation for the organization and that market. And then we look at a guy like Seth Jones. From the outside, we're not quite sure what his future is like. How do you navigate those challenges and try to create this culture now that this is a place that players want to stay and want to be, and at the same time, trying to get the best out of Seth Jones and maybe convince him that maybe Columbus is the place that he should stay long term?
The thing about Columbus, and every situation is different, and it kind of gets lumped into one narrative all the time, and I don't think that's fair. First of all, the city itself is awesome. I've got dear friends, and the people here, the amenities are good. The fan base is outstanding. We are looking forward to building here, and with Jonesy, I haven't been in contact with Jonesy yet. We will talk. Everybody has a choice in their career at a certain point, and he's going to be one of those guys here in a year of being a UFA. So, just talking about Jonesy, the player and the person, tremendous player, tremendous person. I hope that things work out here, and if they don't, then we have to move forward. It's not you can never look back. We can learn from things, but I think the most important thing for any organization, and it's stuff that you can control, is just valuing people, building that trust and care, and doing it over and over and over, and doing the right things, and creating that continued family environment for the long haul. And again, we can't be something we're not. We can't be New York City. We can't be the Floridas and the beaches of California. That's okay. We can be Columbus and be good at it. But just take care of the things that we can take care of and be really good at that.
You're listening to The People Show. We're joined by Brad Larsen, new head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. You talked about wanting to play with skill and embracing skill. You've got a very skilled player there in Patrick Laine. How do you get the best from a Patrick Laine?
Well, first, just clear his mind. I think last year didn't go the way he wanted to, but really for our whole team, it was the same. It was he was part of that, and I think if you talk to most or a lot of our players, they weren't happy with how it went, and it snowballed the wrong way. I think Patty cares. I think he gets a bad rap as far as work ethic. He tries. He tries hard. I actually think he was trying too hard at times, and sometimes it looks bad because he's frustrated, and frustrated players generally don't have good games, consistently. So it's clear in your mind knowing you got a fresh start, and then moving on from there. And I think early on here with Patty is just, sitting down with him, starting to cultivate that relationship, which we've already started last year, but now being a head coach, it's different. Setting expectations, and then, really listening. I think one of the biggest things I've learned over the last, 11 years of my career and as a coach and 13 as a player, it's learning to listen is so important, and really hear and understand where they're coming from. And I think that then you can maybe find some common ground and work from there. So it's going to be a process as far as developing, that relationship. Anything in life, and when you build trust or care, it takes time. You can't fast track that. So that's something I look forward to with Patty. It's not like his skill went away or his ability to score goals. I think his confidence went, and you could see it. I think he was doing too much, and he got himself in trouble, and then it snowballed the wrong way. So I'm really looking forward to working with Patty here.
Before we let you go, Brad, a final question we have here is about Tyler Mott. He played in Columbus when you were coaching there as an assistant a few years back, and you know how his career's taken off in Vancouver, and he's emerging, and we know how great of a guy he also is. What is it like seeing him, become a, solid middle six player in the NHL?
Well, you love to see guys have success, and even when they leave. I mean, the one thing about coaching that the reward is watching guys do well, and if you could help them at all along the way, it's great. That's your job, and really that's probably a poor way of putting it, because I don't look at it as a job. It's really just an opportunity and a privilege to work with these guys, and at the highest level. These guys are very proud athletes. They want to be the best they can be, and we need to listen, work with them, and grow them, and not just as hockey players, but as men. And to watch Motter, he's found a really nice niche and role there. He's had a tremendous amount of success for what he's doing, and so I couldn't be happier for the guy.
Brad, congratulations again. Really appreciate your time today. All the best this offseason, and maybe we'll see you in Vancouver next year.
You bet. Thanks so much, guys.